Have you ever taken a day off just to spend a day taking care of you? Well, if you want to see what that looks like, stick around for today's video. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Jen, and this is A Better Life with Jen. And today I am taking a day just to spend on myself. So I used a vacation day, and I'm going to spend it just doing things that take care of me. And I'm going to take you along for the day. So for breakfast, I have made some pancakes, and I just warmed up a little bit of peanut butter to drizzle over the top, because what is more comforting to the soul than pancakes? So probably one of the most important things that I do for my own self-care is therapy. I meet with a therapist regularly. I just finished a therapy session. It's online, it's super convenient. And I think that, we probably, most of us at least, need to take a little more effort to take care of our own mental health. It's really hard, especially when you're taking care of everybody else, but it's so important. Unfortunately, I think people don't want to talk about mental health, but I think everybody can benefit from a therapist. Even if you don't think you have any mental health issues, it's still great to have that objective person to talk things through with. So after I finished my therapy session, I spent some time organizing. That just makes me happy. I love to organize things. I just sometimes have difficulty keeping them organized. The other thing I did was shredded a bunch of stuff. So I hate clutter, and I don't like piles of stuff around. So we had in bins in one of the closets, literally like every bill that we've paid forever. We would keep, before they were all electronic, when you would get them in the mail and write out a check back in the old days, we would keep every bill and write the date it was paid and the check number just in case there was ever anything. I'm telling you, we had bills from 2013 that were paid. I'm like, we don't need this anymore. We had our mortgage statements. Our house has been fully paid off for 5 years. Probably don't need those. So I went through and I have just been shredding. The shredder only will run for 20 minutes, and then you have to turn it off and let it cool down for at least like an hour. So I've done that multiple times today and just been shredding everything. But it is such an act of self-care because it makes me feel so good not to open the closet and see those piles of old stuff that I don't need. So it's time for lunch. I'm gonna get some lunch together, but I'll show you what I'm gonna make. So for lunch, I just threw together this little Greek yogurt granola bowl. I really like Greek yogurt and granola, and then just threw on some fresh raspberries. So this is gonna be a great, easy lunch, but just, something that really tastes good and makes me feel good. So probably the highlight of my day of self-care is coming up next, and that is a facial that I scheduled for myself. I love to get facials. They're so relaxing just to lay there and have somebody working on your face. I don't do them regularly. They are a little bit expensive, but I got a gift card for Christmas, so I'm going to take advantage of that and have a facial. I will check back in with you after that, as I will be so relaxed. Well, the facial was probably, like I said, the best part of my self-care day. I look a little crazy, skin's a little shiny with all the stuff they put on it. Hair's a little messed because they do this amazing like scalp massage. It was just so relaxing. It was absolutely incredible. If you have never had a facial, I would highly encourage it. So if that was the most enjoyable part of my self-care day, the next thing I have in store is probably the most important for my physical health, and that is going to get some vaccines. So I recently turned 50, and once you turn 50, you are eligible for a couple of vaccines, namely the pneumonia vaccine, specifically one called PCV20, as well as the shingles vaccine. So you definitely do not want to have shingles. So I'm going to go get both of those vaccines at the pharmacy as part of my self-care day. Taking care of your physical health is also important. All right, vaccines secured. That was super quick and easy. No big deal. And did I go into the pharmacy looking like the hot mess express that I am after my facial? Absolutely. Did I care? Not one bit. So now I am protected against shingles and pneumonia. Just a reminder, do your preventative healthcare maintenance. So it is time for dinner, and I am going to have my absolute most favoriteest food in the entire world, and that is pizza. I mean, like, if you asked me what my death row meal would be, pizza, 100%. And I am all about the crust on the pizza. Some people are more about the toppings. Let me know in the comments if you're more of a crust person or a toppings person. So mine has to be a thick crust pizza because that's really what I want is the crust. And I have the most amazing, my absolute favoriteest pizza. You're gonna be surprised. So this is from Safeway, and it is the Safeway Signature Celeste Rising Crust. This is very, very important. Don't get the plain, don't get the thin, get the rising crust. It bakes up amazing. And in my opinion, the best flavor is the spinach mushroom. So it has a white sauce with then spinach and mushrooms. Love it. I eat this at least once a week. Like every Friday is Pizza Friday. I could eat it every night. So this is what I am going to have, obviously, for my self-care day because nothing makes me feel better for dinner than eating this pizza. So it's super easy. You just throw it in the oven, bake it up. I will show you how it looks when it comes out, but I am telling you, it is the best pizza. I buy these when they're on sale at Safeway, and I pay like $4.39. I will not pay more than $5. I only get them on sale and I stock up. So there is always several in my freezer, but absolutely the best one in my opinion. Okay, now tell me if that pizza does not look absolutely amazing. I'm gonna go ahead and cut into it and then enjoy it. So like I said, this pizza is absolutely amazing. This thick crust rises up. It is the best thing ever. You need to try this if you have never tried it. It truly is absolutely fantastic. And like I said, I have this every Friday. Today is not Friday. Today is Thursday. So guess what that means? I will be having some of this tomorrow night for dinner as well. I could literally eat it every night. Well, that concludes my full day off and the self-care day. I hope you enjoyed kind of seeing a little bit of things that bring me joy and peace and provide a little bit of self-care. Now remember, self-care does not have to be just going to the spa all day, although I wouldn't mind that. I could do that. But it can be things that improve your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, all of those things. Now, whether that be getting your vaccines for some preventative health or shredding bills that are over 10 years old. I literally found bills 15 years old. We don't need those anymore. Shredding all those brought me joy to get that clutter out. So whatever it is for you that provides self-care, I encourage you sometime just to take a day and do what makes you feel good. Let me know in the comments what kind of things you would do if you had a self-care day. If you did like this video, go ahead, give it a like, comment, subscribe, all of those things. And as always, I do appreciate everyone watching, and I will see you next week with another video.